Mindy, today is a very special episode of Think, Make, Innovate because it is our last episode of Think, Make, Innovate.
Yes, I know. So I before our last episode, went and started looking at some statistics. And do you know how many different schools Think, Make, Innovate has worked with?
I'm not sure. I feel like we've been all over, but I have no idea.
Yeah, so it's 28 different schools, 20, and then 56 episodes, with this being the 57th episode.
Wow.
So lots of different ideas, lots of different schools that Grantwood AA has been with and Think, Make, Innovate has been with. And so this episode really is kind of a celebration, right, of all of that great creativity that we've seen over the years.
It has been such an honor and the possibility of the opportunities to connect with all of these different teachers and all of these different students, and to see their maker joy come out in different ways is so cool. It's been such an awesome experience and an awesome ride to be a part of all of this, and to have schools and teachers trust us to work with us to help give them a creative kick, and to be able to highlight their school and all the amazing, awesome students they have there.
Right, because without the kids and the teachers and the schools, the show would have been, well, it would have been you and Jason. Speaking of which, where is that Jason Marshall?
We got to bring him back, right?
Let's bring him back. You bet.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's been a while. Lots of things have changed.
Yes. Well, we're happy that you came to join us for our last episode of Think, Make, Innovate. And as kind of still what I would consider the newbie to the show, because this really was you guys' dream that you made happen. Can you tell us, I mean, if you guys go way back to the beginning of this, why did you start Think, Make, Innovate?
So I believe, if I remember correctly, I think it was the first year when Amber and I were new to Grant Wood, and I don't know if they still do this, but as well as getting district assignments or school assignments, you also got assignments to areas. And we were both assigned to makerspace and possibly coding as well. I can't remember. Was that something, Amber? Was that correct?
I think it was kind of a tag on there, right?
Yeah, they were kind of together. And I remember sitting in that little office. Jonathan Wiley and I shared an office, and I was thinking, hey, maybe this is something we could do, like a YouTube show, because I think maybe my daughter and I were watching that YouTube show with the girl who baked things and cooked things. Do you remember this? Do you know what show I'm talking about?
I remember you talked about a lot of YouTube shows you watched with your daughter, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to nail that one down.
I can't remember what the show was called. I can picture it. And they were always like a tie-in to a movie or a TV show, the things she would bake or create. And I think it was always baking. Anyway, I thought, hey, we could do this with a making. And so Amber and I chatted, and we decided to launch this YouTube show.
And what was kind of nice was we were getting a lot of questions at the time, too, from different places. Right. And we couldn't get to all of these different schools. And so we just thought, hey, everyone wants to know how they can get started, right? And so we started off by just giving a maker challenge. It was just me and Jason doing a lot of goofy things and pushing that out into the world so that could be something that a teacher could show and share with their class and get them started on doing some creative acts.
Yeah, we wanted to build some excitement. That was for sure, because they'd given us a budget to buy makerspace items for us at Grant Wood, but the reality of that situation is no one's leaving school during the school day to come in and use our makerspace items. So how do we get those out there, and how do we get schools excited about it?
Exactly.
Well, so I have to kind of tell you guys thank you for getting something like this started. And it really, I think, promoted creativity in places where people didn't really, like you said, they didn't know what they needed or how to get started. And I think it was a really great way to get what we had at Grant Wood out into classrooms, which is, and to see the excitement of kids to be able to use some of those things. So I wanted to share one of my favorite episodes, and actually, Jason, you're not part of it. I'm so sorry, but I have a favorite episode that we did. It was the Yeah. The Chunkin' Pumpkin episode, which we did out in Mount Vernon. And one of the reasons I really loved that episode is because the enthusiasm of the students was super contagious. I remember them really enjoying themselves, but the way they collaborated with one another and they were sharing ideas with one another, it helped get me excited. And I know that Tierney, one of the things that she did there was she had the kids test it, and then they watched everyone else's catapults as they were chunking these pumpkins around, and they saw the ideas of others and went to use those ideas in their own way. And I really thought that that was really what we were trying to promote with our episodes. And I remember just laughing so much at them. They just had they just were so much fun. They just had a great time. So do you guys have a favorite episode?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Do you want to go
first?
Sure. What's that, Amber? Sorry.
Nope. I'll go ahead and go first. Sound good?
Okay.
All right.
I was going to say they're like your kids. They're all your favorite.
They 100%. I mean, I've been there for all of them. It's super duper hard to choose. And certain ones come to the top of my head, like Southeast Junior High. We did so many great collaborations with them. And those kids were just said the most amazing and had these great aha moments, which I think was part of the coolest thing of it all. But I think one of the episodes that really stands out to me the most is the Belle Plaine Williamsburg Bot Smackdown. And in that one, it really showed how the creativity of the Think, Make, Innovate spread out and had two different schools come together and had their students interact and create and code and do all of these amazing different activities, right? And they had these two teachers that were leading the way, Manda and Gina. Their enthusiasm was really awesome to see, and they created this experience where all of the students created and participated in these different events. They had numbers, and it was just so cool to see this outside of a sporting event, right? To get kids to come together in a way to create and do things. The energy in that gym was so exciting, and it was fun to be a part of, and it was just a super honor that we were able to highlight that experience for those students.
Jason, Marshall, what about you? What's your favorite?
Wow, that's a tough one, and episodes were my favorite for different reasons. So I remember, and I don't even remember the activity so much as I remember going to Mid Prairie, and it was a kindergarten class, and we never worked with anybody that young. Mm-hmm. And that, I don't know, they were just super fun. They were just super fun to work with. But I like that one because of that. I don't know if you all remember, we went to an elementary in North Liberty, and I think the whole team went, and we did some different challenges, and that was one of my favorites because the whole team went and the camaraderie there. And yeah. I remember Jonathan getting super competitive with the paper towers. And I remember us giving him a hard time about that. And so there's just a lot of fun things that you did that just came out of it that maybe didn't have as much to do with the activity, but just about, interacting with students and interacting with schools and teachers, and then also the team. But I did pick one out, and again, I liked all of them so well, but I really did we did a Makey episode at Linmar at Bowman Woods Elementary, and that one, I think I liked it just because I really liked the activity, and the kids were really into it. We actually shot 2 episodes when we were out there. The one I liked the best was probably the Makey episode, and that was the first time we'd used Makey, and then we really thought that was a great product for schools because you could use it for the making piece, and also tied in some coding. It was very affordable. There was just a lot of nice things with it. We actually started working on a partnership with Makey after that, and so they made board games. The kids made some different games, kind of like a mousetrap game. There was then Operation. We made an Operation game out of it. I still have my Operation. We would use this in the episode. That sits on my door, the back of my door. If anyone comes in and shuts the door, and then when they leave, they always are like, "What is that?" So I have to explain what's going on there. That was really fun. The kids were excited. I really enjoyed learning how to use the Makey. I mean, I thought it was pretty fun. So those are one of my favorites for sure.
So as we kind of conclude our final episode of Think, Make, Innovate, we have all of these episodes out there, and we've been trying to promote creativity now for many years, it seems. one last final piece of advice that you feel everyone needs to hear?
How about just starting small? You know, a lot of our makerspace shows just started with a simple prompt or a simple challenge, and then turn it over to your kids. Let your kids lead the way. It could be intimidating to do that, but you might be really surprised about what you learn about your students and what they might tell you about themselves in a whole new way that you wouldn't have in a normal and typical classroom. And you know, one of those holdups with creativity is that it's going to take forever to do this, but you can do a creative challenge in 5 or 10 minutes, right? And that short moment is going to offer your students so many different opportunities to get their brain thinking in a whole new way. It's such a powerful way to connect with your students, so give it a shot.
Jason, what about you?
I think just, don't worry about the fear, kind of be courageous. Everybody's nervous. I think a lot of times we get that from some classrooms where the teacher might be like, boy, this is great. I really like what you guys are doing, but I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. This is never going to work. And what we found out is maybe we provided them a little support, and they were super creative and they could have done it on their own. And, they just needed that feeling of confidence. So, have some confidence and try new things and don't worry about failing. I mean, that's part of the process. I mean, that's how you get better. And that's how you, failure is a strong part of that. So
how about you, Mindy?
Yeah, I guess when I think about teaching and how much of a challenge it is to get everything in, we hear that a lot. I know that. I remember living that finding the little ways to weave creativity into your instructional design. So just finding the nooks and crannies of your instruction and being able to find places for kids to be creative and to really honor when you have students who think outside the box of things. If they come to you and say, I'd really like to, put a little twist on this, to really honor that and give them the, permission to find ways to be a little bit different from the other kids or to put a tweak on something in a different way. I think you'll find, like Amber said, you'll get to know your kids in different ways because you allow that freedom to show kind of who they are on the inside. And I think I've seen that a lot over the episodes, is just how much of a student's personality can come out in their creations too.
It's fun to see those joy moments. Like, to me, that's
Right.
everything, right? To see a kid get so excited because they made something or created something they never thought they could do. Oh my gosh. Well, the thing that we need to keep in mind too is that all of our episodes are staying up. There's like 56 of them out there that you can take and pull from, and they're all really open-ended that you could use at different times. So feel free to keep using the Think, Make, Innovate resources and reach out to us if you have any questions, because we're still here. We're just sunsetting our videos for now. So we hope that you continue to use that as a resource. And as always, have fun making.
have fun making.
Have fun making.